Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam with Adam Talks Politics. Listen, I've been telling everybody from the beginning that I will hold everybody accountable no matter which side of the aisle they fall on. I do lean more towards the Republican side. In fact, I am a Republican. However, sometimes the president says some things that I'm kind of interested to see where his mentality is here. In this case, they're asking him about the border wall, and he said during the campaign that Mexico was going to pay for it. I don't remember whether he said it was a concrete or just a wall. But he did run on the campaign promise of building a wall and making Mexico pay for it. Now listen, that's obviously not happening, and I don't know if anybody really expected it to happen in the first place, but he did make that campaign promise. We're going to listen to a reporter here from CNN ask him very specifically about that. He does seem to get a little defensive. My personal opinion is I don't think there's anything wrong with necessarily saying, I did say that, it's not actually happening, the wall is still a good idea, it's still going to help reduce illegal immigration, it's going to stop the flow of drugs and weapons and stuff through. So even though Mexico's not paying for it like I had hoped they would, it still needs to be built, so we're still building it. So instead of taking what I believe to be the high road, he gets a little defensive. So we're going to watch a little bit of this video here, and we're going to listen to the reporter's question, we're going to listen to the president's answer. And I have always said all along that I do support the president. I support a lot of his policies, not all of his policies. But sometimes I listen to him and I wonder what he's actually thinking, and I don't think he's handling it the best. He does seem to get a little aggravated here, and I didn't get to see what happened prior to this question. So he says he just answered it. I don't know if he answered it because I didn't get to see it. But let's watch a little bit of this video, and then we'll talk a little bit and see what we think here.
You ran your campaign promising supporters that Mexico is going to pay for the wall and that the
again.
wall was going to be made of concrete. You just said earlier that the wall could be made of steel, and right now our government is shut down over a demand from your administration that the American taxpayer pay for the wall. So how can you say you're not failing on that promise to your supporters?
Very nice question, so beautifully asked, even though I just answered it.
You didn't
Look,
answer.
let me
The
just say,
USMCA has not even passed Congress
excuse me,
yet,
are you
sir.
ready? Are you ready? I just told you that we just made a trade deal, and we will take in billions and billions of dollars, far more than the cost of the wall. The wall is peanuts compared to what the value of this trade deal is to the United States. As far as concrete, I said I was going to build a wall. I never said, I'm going to build a concrete. I said I'm going to build a wall.
You said
just so
concrete.
you know, because I know you're not into the construction business, you don't understand something. We now have a great steel business that's rebuilt in the United States. Steel is stronger than concrete. If I build this wall or fence or anything the Democrats need to call it, because I'm not into names, I'm into production. I'm into something that works. If I build a steel wall rather than a concrete wall, it will actually be stronger than a concrete. Steel is stronger than concrete, okay? In case you can check it out. Listen, if I build a wall and the wall is made out of steel instead of concrete, I think people will like that. And here's the other good thing. I'll have it done by the United States Steel Corporation, by companies in our country that are now powerful, great companies again. And they've become powerful over the last 2 years because of...
Okay, so basically what the president just said was, I never said it was going to be concrete. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't done any fact checking to see whether he said concrete or not. Really, to me, that point is irrelevant. Plans do shift and change. I think everybody is aware of that. And some people don't like to agree that things do change. I'm under the impression that, things have changed here. Maybe he thought he could force Mexico to pay for it. That was probably unrealistic from the very beginning. And he had some plans laid out how he was going to make Mexico pay for it. Mexico pretty much said, screw you, we're not doing it. And I really, that's what I anticipated there would be anyway. But, and we had this reporter asking the president very pointedly, you said Mexico is going to pay for it, then not. Do you think that's a failed promise? And I think that the better answer for the president there would have been to say, listen, I thought I can get Mexico to pay for it. It turns out I was wrong. However, we are still going to go forward with the wall. It's still very much a necessity, and it may cost us a little bit on the front end. I think we can get some of it back, through. He's laid out a bunch of ways that the wall will actually start reducing some cost here and there. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. But I think he would have been better served to have said, listen, I was not accurate there. I thought it was going to happen. It didn't happen. Things change. We're still going forward, and this is why. And I think in the long run, it will pay for itself by these parameters, and then left it at that. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. He got very defensive with this reporter, and I would like to have seen him handle that a little better. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the president absolutely lied during his campaign and he knew full well that Mexico was not going to pay for it? Do you think he was very ambitious and he thought that maybe they would, and then came to find out that it's not going to happen? Also, let me know what you think about the way he handles some of these situations. He does seem to be a little temperamental here, and I think it could have been handled better. Do you think it could have been handled better? What would you like to have seen him have said there? If you are a Democrat and you don't like what you've seen and you don't like Trump, let me know. What do you think he could have said right there to maybe save face? Or are you one of those people who say, I'm a Democrat, I hate Republicans, anything that they say, and absolutely nothing he could have said would have made that better? But ideally, I'd like to hear from Democrats who think that maybe that wasn't the best worded, but they'd like to have seen it gone differently and what they would have liked to have seen instead. So please feel free to comment down below. I like to see some very well thought out comments. I like to be able to interact with people who don't jump into the whole finger pointing and name calling. I like to have some good constructive conversation between adults on both sides of the party. So thank you guys again, and God bless you.